tech has evolved like crazy. I've even got look at a makeshift thing on here as well, just to make sure that my voice isn't too pop-horrific. It did it then. I wonder if it helped with the pop then.
Superior tech.
Pop-horrific.
Ultimate tech.
Pickled Peter picked people's pockets.
Did he?
For plenty of pornographic podiatry
procedures.
Yes. Peckham. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Squishy Logic. The Squishy is Logic around an offshoot of the KD Comedy Podcast, but pretty much its own thing as it is. I am your comedic babyface and everybody's favourite KD Hinken, and I am joined by the man who has more in his brain than most of you have up your butt. It's Nathan Parish.
It's true.
Yeah. It is true.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm right shithead.
Hey, no, you did
that. No, I'm all right.
Actually, right at the beginning, I'll let people know that I will be returning to stand-up very soon. This Thursday, I'll be at the Hollybush. Hoping to bring this right out this episode. So finally, I've decided a whole new technique, which I could tell you about now.
Oh, go for it.
I was listening to different things, because when I first got into comedy, I was very much, as I think, like trying to just do it naturally. Go the naturals anyway.
Yeah.
And I was told by everyone, no, you need to write it, or like have everything planned exactly how you're going to do it.
Oh, no, I don't think that's true too, at all.
So I was listening to a lot of people talking about it, like listen to Bill Burr, Louis C.K., a few of them, all, Dave Chappelle, all did this kind of thing that I thought you shouldn't do, where you have all these topics like a 2-word kind of title.
Yeah, like you have a couple of jokes in mind about a subject, and then you just sort of go, where am I going to go on stage?
Yeah, every time you'll do it over and over and over, record it every time.
It becomes
and then you can figure it out.
I mean, realistically, that's how I wrote. I just did it. Instead of using an audience, I just listen back to it and go, that wasn't funny, and then rewrite it.
It's kind of what I've been doing all my life, like just remembering the good bits and then like kind of going with them a bit.
Yeah.
It's like the podcast as well, I think is really good practice for it too.
Yeah, I did find at the end of my run when I was doing comedy, I found when I was doing just sort of random jokes,
it's more fun, isn't it?
It was like quite, and I mean, I think you have to get through that first stage as a comedian of like, well, you have to write material because you have to know what your voice is to a certain extent.
You still write material either way, it's just different ways of going about it.
Yeah, but I think it's that thing of like at the start, because you can't really just go on stage and riff because you're not ready for it. You do kind of need to have.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you have to have something up and ready to rock. But I think once you've done that enough, you start finding that just repeating your material, if anything, becomes
boring.
Not even boring. It actually becomes detrimental to how funny you can be. Because like the funniest moments I've had have never been based entirely off of the stuff. Like the stuff I've done has been a start. Yeah. But like, especially like the Scottish impression, and like loads of other things. Yeah, there's things like that where it's like, I have a starting point, but I then use the audience as a sort of barometer of where it's got to go next, and that's realistically what most professional comedians are trying to do. You know.
It just seems more fun as well. You come out with your natural stuff. Because I've never been one of those. I can't understand people that can sit in front of a computer and write.
Yeah.
It's just not natural to me.
The thing is, it's very different for me because I can sit in front of a computer and I can write, but only if it's for a certain type of project. I cannot sit down at a computer and write stand-up. It feels fucking impossible. I can go for a walk and think about it. I can go and like on a stage potentially and mess about with it, but like I can't just sit down and go, joke number 1.
I think it also helps as well, like radio stuff helps too, like having, because it's that kind of thing, like you get like a minute or a bit less to say something about something each time.
Yeah, so you got to sort of fit in everything as quickly as possible, and also that has always been one of the best things that I always did when it came to doing comedy. Was you'd get a joke that worked, and then like I heard it, I can't remember what comedian it was, but he said what he'd do is he'd have the joke. See ya. You'd have the joke that worked.
Carers, they're very nice.
Yeah, you'd have the joke that worked, and then you'd gradually start removing words that seemed unnecessary for the joke.
Yeah,
to shorten it down and make it punchier, until you get to a point where people stop laughing at it.
Yeah. I'll go and sort it.
It's okay. Yeah.
Give me your plugs, maybe.
Plugs? Why do I have to do that?
You don't have to.
Plugs. Post-apocalyptic metal treehouse, still a thing. Still very much a thing. I heard someone talking in a podcast today about the fact that for the vast majority of people, like listening to something is a one-time off experience. You know, like vast majority of the time, if someone's listening to something, we're aimed as a culture to listen to something once and then move on, like whether it be radio or podcasts or whatever, because you're going to be getting the next one really soon.
Yeah, very true, we are.
But we're not like that with something that's visual, like, you know, The Simpsons or American
kind of
Dad.
are.
No, because the thing is, you'll sit down, you'll watch it, but you'll also sit back and re-watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't really go and re-listen to podcasts.
Is that not just because it's more conducive to be able to do that because the TV is just set up in the front room as the main function, you know?
I think it
TV
is
is a lot more...
I think it is, but I think
accessible. Than whatever podcast platform is on.
It is, but I think it's also we're sort of we're mentally trained to believe that like audio stuff.
But because of TV as well.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
audio stuff is quicker, and so therefore we should move on to the next thing. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because the radio's always been like that.
Yeah.
True.
Whilst I think that's sort of again where the problem with post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse is, just in the middle of the plugs, is the fact that it's not a visual thing yet, so people aren't sort of sitting down watching it, binging it, and then going like, "Oh, I want to watch it again and see what I missed."
Yeah. I think a lot of people. I think the percentage of people as well that think mentally with images rather than audio is higher, maybe.
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Thank you all.
Which would be, I keep saying it might be a really good thing. Just do a drawing of each of the characters and just put it on screen when they're talking with a short or something. That's all you'd need to do for that.
I think that's
be sexy-rific.
That's necessary. That's a necessary step in the way of doing it.
Mm.
But I also think that in the long term, I should be focusing as much of my effort as I can on animating it. You know. Because I think if I fully animated that shit, it would do really well. Have you seen Meat Canyon?
Meat Canyon?
Meat Canyon.
No.
Oh my god. Meat Canyon is fucking fantastic. I'll tell you what, we're going to do that. We're going to watch one Meat Canyon thing, just so I can show you what it is. So get onto YouTube.
Well, I need to stay away from the ones I've already got open. Because I've got a lot open.
Oh no.
So you can see how many I've got open now?
Yeah.
Let's go to the other one, just the normal one.
Yeah, the standard bit.
Meat
yeah. Meat Canyon. There it is.
Oh, God.
This guy, he's a fucking inspiration to me. I want to follow this guy's
when
footprint.
This stuff comes up right away.
What?
I feel nervous when the things come up right away.
Yeah. If you go down, keep going down, keep going down, keep going down.
So this is an animator on YouTube?
Yeah.
Keep going down. Porn one.
Keep going down. The Tate one's good,
Tate.
but keep going down.
God, what is this guy, man? Who's bending shot?
Actually, go onto the actual subscriber page.
The channel.
Yeah, the actual channel.
It's called a channel.
Yeah, whatever.
All
right, pause it, because it will play. Right now, tragedy of a reaction streamer. This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. This is fantastic.
Oh, actually, you know what I forgot to do? Actually, I wanted to do this. Do a little OBS recording.
Very good.
Fill in the
very smart. Super smart.
Yeah, man. I'm all about that. Super smart.
All about being smart.
Where's that from? Oh, that's the webcam up there.
Oh my god. We've got camera on camera.
Oh god, that's a portal. That's not good. Just gonna make a portal now.
On another camera.
The only thing is, you know what? I'll just put it as a full screen. Where's the properties?
Propertar.
I'm just gonna have to put it as
propertar. There you go.
Yeah, but I might have to redo it on the next one. I just have to keep an eye on that.
Okay. We'll figure this shit out. That'll do.
Okay.
That'll fucking do.
There we go then.
Right, yeah. So.
Right then. So O B S. So I can see it on the thing.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, that was definitely. Yeah, well, I looked at that. When I watch it back, I'll think smart. It's definitely what I'll think.
Yeah, well, you know.
Anyway then. So what am I doing then? Tragedy of a reaction.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am on completely legal CBD.
I'm not. I'm high as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to even like.
But I have no control over that, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You need to be high as fuck to watch this. I mean, what the hell is this?
Like what? This is crazy, Jack. You know?
This is going to be more absurdist animation, and I'm just like,
it's going to be upsetting.
And it's going to be 3 minutes of my life. I'm not going to get back. I guarantee it.
Like it's it's crazy. You know, like, it's kind of insane. You know, when they do this, you know. I mean, what am I even looking at, chat? Like, this is insane. You know, like,
What is this? Death of a reaction stream? Or?
No, tragedy of a reaction stream.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who XQC is?
No. Reaction streamers, man. They're just like, all they do is just sit on and like talk about other people's YouTube videos, don't they? Which is a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, Moist Critical does that, but I still sit down and watch them.
Yeah, same. I think I like how Gideon did it before he was a Goddy man.
Yeah.
Where he'd have his own stuff and he'd have a separate channel for that.
Yeah.
There they are.
Fuck is this shit?
I don't think we should be doing this. What? Don't be a fool. One of these could pay for your family's future and their family's future for generations to come.
Okay, pause.
Happily.
So,
Pause means I have to play it again, doesn't it? Though?
yeah,
Oh,
it does,
God.
yeah. So, yeah, the tragedy of a reaction streamer. So, the reason why I find this so fascinating is, again, this guy started on YouTube. He's been sort of...
I doubt he's moved past it.
Yeah, but he's been creating his own sort of animation style. And I think it is a pretty decently distinct animation style.
Yeah, good
You know
animation
what I mean?
style. A bit more classical, like you very rarely get the hand-drawn stuff anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's probably sort of digitally drawn on the screen and then animated using sort of bone points. But
Yeah.
it works really well.
Hand-drawn style, however it's done, yeah. I could draw that in a lot of
Exactly.
ways.
This is the thing. It's like I could draw something of an equivalent level to that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, look at the attention he's paid to this area right here, this woman.
What, the fupa?
The fupa. The gishgash.
Look how much he already has.
Oh, God.
And this is where it turns, man. This is
What
why
the
I love
hell?
it.
Oh, is he like a demon then?
This is exactly the kind of shit that post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse does. Not quite this.
Oh, okay.
Not quite this ruthless.
Yeah. So they were sneaking into his... Oh, okay.
It's crazy, but you know, not that I need the treasure.
Oh, yeah, because they're like super rich, aren't they? Yeah.
Like, I don't really need it or anything. Like, it's crazy, but you know,
Why?
Because he wants the views.
chat, like,
Oh.
I need them for YouTube vlogs, chat, you know, because people who miss the streams, like, you know what I mean, chat, like, it's crazy, chat, like, I have a views now, you know, one of these things.
Okay, pause it again, pause it again.
What the hell am I watching?
Yeah, you're watching some Meat Canyon, mate. Again, like what you do, there is a surprisingly good XQC impression as well. Like,
Oh, that.
and there's
okay,
also
okay.
a
I'll have a look at
video
him
of
after.
XQC watching this and reacting to it.
Yeah, you have to like based on a real person.
yeah,
then,
yeah.
Which I'm guessing is what you mean.
Yeah.
I gotta watch more of this.
I mean, not really if you don't want
I'll
to.
watch a tad more. There's always the eyes he goes for it. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one more person in the chat, like,
Okay.
Wow.
Just see that
Wow,
one
chat. Wow.
Do you want to see the general topic that I had for today?
Go
for
for
you?
it.
Okay.
Go
We've got
for it.
some videos
Go for
you.
it, general topic.
General topic. Okay, I mean, we've got stuff here about Israel, but that's not. We'll talk about that
Talk
more
about
as
that
we go.
later because that's going to get depressing.
Yeah. So, what I thought was, let's have a look at some ghosts, best evidence of ghost caught on camera,
Awesome.
ghost videos, that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got quite a few here for you,
Oh,
just
I'm
random
down.
ones that
I'm
I found.
so totally down. This is
Some-
the kind of thing I've been thinking of wanting to do. So this
There
is
you
fucking
go.
awesome.
Well, this again would be one of the ones that's got like an ongoing series because there's just endless amounts. I had to cut out a
Yeah.
few of these just because the ones. Oh, I need to turn my brightness up though. Some ones that I thought maybe wasn't quite good enough. Oh, I didn't do that right.
Change the channel.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I changed the source on
You're
the channel.
changing sauce on us.
I need to.
I'm sitting there enjoying some mustard and you're like, here's some relish, motherfucker. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your condiments. No, what I do is because I'm a bitch with the light, I turn the brightness down so I can play it for longer without it. Fuck's sake!
Oh, mate, you've done it.
Without it
again.
hurting my. No, that wasn't that I did.
How you change channel?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so what I need to do is menu, and then I need that. Okay, it's that I believe. Yeah. Okay, and that. Backlight needs to go up more.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and then where's the return? Didn't tell me where return is.
Back. Return.
Didn't tell me what that is though.
It should just. Yeah, it's done itself.
Okay. And then there's more though. You go to that again, and brightness itself needs to come up. Everything went down, so
That'll do.
it'll make it easier to see some of the videos, trust me, because a lot of them are in darkness. As you can
Well, I
imagine.
mean, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably goes without saying. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Okay then.
Ghosts notoriously not that big into being out in the daylight.
They're really not apparent, or I find them to be
Not
the
as bad
creepiest
as
ones.
vampires, obviously, you know, but
Yeah.
still.
Well, vampires are real, so.
Yeah.
Nah, I believe more in ghosts than I do in vampires.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. The idea of vampires being
Vampire's cool. It's a cool idea. Although I think it's probably based off of like something that happened again, kind of like Skinwalkers. But there's like, there's always been sort of bloodletting people and
been
like
people that
rituals and stuff like that. And you know, there are people who have like problems with light and stuff like that, and will react to their skin and stuff like that. So it's like there's lots of stuff that you can combine together to create the myth of the vampire.
As some people with the sick, like there's something that gives you like increased sex drive, but also like really light skin and not liking the light as well. Just one thing that gives you like all of that stuff.
Well, I mean, the liking sex stuff could just come from someone being like a reclusive aristocrat who like did sex parties and stuff and was considered this evil person, and then also maybe got into like occult stuff and literally started like killing people and like doing blood rituals and stuff. And then it's like, well, that's basically Dracula at that point, you know. I mean, he's not drinking the blood, but I mean, they might well have drunk the blood in the ritual. You never know.
Well, I mean, that's definitely happened. A lot of people have definitely done that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
there's been lots of killers that have thought they were vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
So licanism.
You take all of those little things in and you put it in together, and lo and behold, you've got fucking Dracula.
Yeah, what it actually is now, like, that's the interesting thing. Like, we say, like, vampires aren't real, but what are vampires, essentially?
Well, exactly, yeah.
Somebody that gets horny with blood. They definitely exist.
They definitely exist.
I know one. Imagine what it's like if you're one of those people.
Fucking difficult.
Well, she's a horny bitch as well.
Yeah,
so she's with somebody that I know, and he's not as horny as... You know him too?
Yeah.
I'll fill you in after. Yeah. One of the first things you ever heard her say was, imagine how much fun it would be slitting both your throats and just lying under the fountain of blood.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Wasn't the boyfriend though. She didn't want to slit his throat. It was me and one of my mates.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. I you know, a lot of people look at me and think it'd be fun to kill you. People to try and kill my career, but you can't do it. Come to the Hollybush on Thursday and then I'll be back all over the place as well. I get held down for a bit, but I never go away. I'm like I'm like Corona. I'm never gonna quite go away.
You can't kill what's already dead.
Yeah, you have to get used to it. The K virus is coming, baby.
Yeah.
It'll reanimate your soul.
Yeah.
Because you'll need some animation.
No matter how many times you try and kill it, it keeps coming back.
Yeah! Everybody's favourite. Let's have a look at this ghost, though, because do ghosts come back? What do you think a ghost is? What do I think?
Again, I don't really believe in ghosts all that much.
Oh, okay.
Never come across.
In the last fucking few minutes.
No. Well, I believe more in ghosts than I believe in vampires. That still stands.
But you still don't believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I just don't buy, as I think I've talked about in this podcast before, I just don't believe the general idea of them. I think they're more slips from alternate dimensions or something.
Yeah, I mean, I this is the thing. Like, I don't think it's against scientific reason to have something potentially be like a locked moment in time that repeats.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? We were kind of talking about different versions of hauntings there. I think you were talking about more what they say, the stone tape theory.
Yeah.
Like, and just like repeat, like almost like something's been recorded.
Yeah, like something happens so traumatic that it's
Mm.
basically sort of imprinted itself in the area.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, like, how does trauma then react to the universe, and why does the universe react to the trauma?
Or is it trauma creates a lot of emotion? Emotion is energy, and that does it.
Yeah, but then you're sort of going into the idea of, energy being this aura form and stuff like that. And then at that point, you may as well be just like, well, it's a dead person living. Because their aura's still there, but the person isn't. And it's sort of...
Not really. That would be like saying a dead person is living if somebody found this videotape like 200 years from now and watched it. It's like, well, they're living. Look, they're right there.
Yeah, they're there. They're alive. Yeah, yeah.
Really,
By the way... Thanks for listening to us in the future. I'm sure you can't understand what our language means just yet.
I know they're all talking Iranese.
Yeah.
Iranese. What do they speak over there?
I don't know.
Russian. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
They're speaking Russian. Russian and Iran.
Yeah, the Russians won.
Russian.
So
the Russian. Yeah. Let's do another version in case somebody else won, and then we can cover both angles.
That's the post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse future. That's what happened.
Russia won.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That would never happen.
That's why there's one stop Russian shopping. That's one of my favourite sketches ever, and no one listens to it.
I love the fact that people were like, didn't really care about, like, just Russia were doing all this stuff and nobody really cared.
Yeah.
And Russia around. Now somebody else getting involved and was like, no. But like Russia's just like, yeah, you're shit.
Yeah,
you're just shit.
You're shit.
I think you just need to admit this.
You're a shit.
I've noticed that with all my mates. Like, none of them really cared about Russia. They all agreed that Russia were. What did you say they were stronger? I can't remember now. Actually, that Russia had quite a good amount of weapons and vehicles, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Equipment.
But they've kind of used quite a lot of it as well.
Yeah.
And the Ukrainians nicked a load as well.
And I don't think they're very well trained either.
No, well, the thing is, what I thought they might be doing is they were sort of sending the conscripts in first, and then sort of going in with the real troops after, which is like what they did in World War II and shit.
What happens a lot of time? You blast them a bit.
Yeah.
We're talking about happening with Gaza now.
And then also the people who've sort of survived the first wave are now veterans, so now you've got two sets of veterans on the
Yeah, in a sense.
But that didn't seem to happen. They just seemed to keep sending more and more people, and it seemed to do fucking nothing.
I don't think either was ever winning at any point. You kept hearing that, Russians were about to fail, or the Ukrainian was about to smash them.
The scary thing
I
is...
think they were always just on a stalemate, pretty much.
The scary thing is, and we're going to have to talk about Israel-Palestine now, is the fact that...
I think we need to talk about it first.
Yeah, the Israel-Palestine thing at the moment is the fact that Iran is starting to want to get involved.
Iran kind of always have those, nothing
new.
But that's the thing. People are acknowledging it more now.
Yeah, they're just waiting for an excuse to get involved, and that's the thing. And
they said as soon if they do a ground thing, then they will. Yeah, that's when they'll declare war.
Yeah, and they've got nuclear weapons. Let's not fuck about. Iran
and Russia as well.
Yeah, Russia also back Iran.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And North Korea now also backs Russia.
Yeah. It's definitely becoming a world war more and more.
Yeah, and it's like they're starting to draw the lines. That's what's fucking scary.
I don't know. Israel and stuff have got. Or it wasn't necessarily Israel. Sorry. Not Gaza. Somewhere nearby or something had a lot of death to UK chance and stuff. Because we're blamed for a lot of some.
Yeah.
Because we are to blame for a lot of.
We put
as much as America.
We basically were instrumental in making it like
Gaza.
Israel a state.
So yeah. Which is all the issues that kind of come from. It was never really good to begin with, was it?
No.
But we made Israel a state like after World War II.
And then kept supporting them with extremely large amounts of weaponry because otherwise they were going to get fucked up.
And then
they ended up sort of oppressing the people that were going to oppress them. And
we're like Gaza. It's just still the thing I'm still saying about, like, they have been screwed over by the Israelis. So I'm not surprised at all that this has happened.
Yeah, but the problem is, again, that then leads into, well, if Iran wants to move forward and, they will want to move forward in that way in that area, and Russia wants to move forward, because Russia doesn't really give a shit about
Which is just looking for somebody to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want...
And
they've had enough losses at this point.
China's backed off at the moment because they've got so much of their money coming from the West.
I could understand China just not wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
Which is
but they
won't
want to get involved until it's politically better for them to get involved.
And then it could go the other way.
Exactly.
It could help us.
Once this shit goes off, they are probably going to go, like, we've got to make a choice. Is it the West or the Russians that we want to join? And they'll probably pick the Russians. They've got more in common with the Russians.
I think they'd pick whoever they can make the most money off, but I think that's all China cares about.
Yeah, but they can make money off of anyone at the end of the day. They're making.
Or who will have the more, who will win.
Making weapons at that point, and making weapons is extremely lucrative.
I don't know, who's going to want Chinese-made weapons? I don't know about that myself.
The Chinese-made weapons are good because they nicked all of the ideas from everyone else and put them all into one weapon. Now, a lot of them will be shit, but lot of them will also keep working.
I suppose, but do you? You can always say the same. Would you want to buy a gun for your troops that, work 95% of the time, but then blew up the other 5%?
I mean, we fucking did.
Yeah, that probably would.
We gave them a fucking, what was it, the LA or something? There was an assault rifle that we gave to all of the people in Afghanistan,
right?
And it could not deal with sand, but they've never tested it in the environment. So sand would get into it, it'd get fucked up. You'd have to clean it and fuck it. It's like this thing's fucking dumb idea. Useless. Yeah.
What a dumb idea.
Everywhere else, it was wonderful.
Well, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Everywhere else, this fire was amazing, but then we sent it to some fish and it just wouldn't work. I don't know why. They just couldn't get it going. God knows why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as well in America, there's. I would just want to talk quickly about because there's a cool type of gun. Right, you know the Barrett 50
today,
cal.
that's all. I got my hands can't keep still today.
Yeah. You know the Barrett 50 cal.
What?
The Barrett 50 cal.
No.
It's a 50 caliber sniper rifle. There's a video on YouTube of someone shooting at a deer with it, missing and still killing the deer because the shockwave of the 50 caliber going past its head bursts both of its eyeballs.
Wow. Would that kill it though?
Oh, it also destroyed its brain at the same time.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great.
So it's called an anti-material rifle, right? It's designed to go through bricks, stone, metal,
the material,
armor, basically.
Material, all material. Yeah.
And the Americans, for a while, were they had 50 cals around, and they would use them for certain situations, all that kind of stuff, and they were great for taking out engine blocks from a distance. If you had a person driving really quick, and you can just go bang, and it will just go straight through the engine, and the engine will just go.
Generally, if it's a big enough bullet as well, whatever bit it goes through, even if it happens to miss the engine, it'll get the axle or
it'll tear some chunk out of that fucking vehicle.
Know. Yeah. Someone to Ken the other day, it definitely wasn't another dealer man that I know, because that would be terrible for me. Don't do drugs, okay. But if it was, he came. He used to have a Jeep, and then that screwed up, and now he's got a old school World War II or Army big Jeep thing, like a big long thing. Gesundheit. Gesundheit 2. Gesundheit 3, calm down. Jesus.
Off.
What is this? Yeah, but the one where you see people pile out of them, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
He was pulling people out of the floods, apparently.
Rad.
Consider us dealer man.
Yeah.
He's a dealer man.
He's a fucking a pillar of the community.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing wrong with that.
Emphasis on the pill.
Yeah. But basically, the Americans had lots of issues with car bombs going into American bases full speed and blowing up, and having a big fucking issue.
Big issue.
And they take pot shots at the people, but normally they put metal plates in front of it so that you couldn't shoot them, all that kind of stuff. And because it was in such close quarters, they couldn't have someone with a Barrett 50 cal. Because they just immediately get a sniper to shoot the person with the Barrett 50 cal and then take care of the rest of it.
Yeah.
So the Americans went, what are we going to do? I tell you what, let's take the standard M4 rifle, which is their standard
that's the normal
rifle.
So, I played it on games and
exactly.
stuff,
And
you've all played that on games. If it's one you're thinking of, the carbon kind of, it's basically
exactly. And they went, and let's modify it so it takes the Barrett 50 cal round.
That's huge compared.
Yeah.
What
so you can only fit 8 rounds in the magazine in comparison to fucking 30, right? And
right. I'm surprised the barrel could even take it.
Yeah. So the thing is, they would give it to one random soldier throughout the fucking day, each time swapping it round, so that no one from the outside could tell which person had the anti-material rounds in their rifle. So you couldn't get a sniper to immediately take them out, which meant if anyone went straight towards trying to do a car bomb, everyone else would lay down covering fire and check for snipers, while the person with the fucking Barrett 50 cal modified machine gun would just take aim, bang, 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 straight into the fucking engine and just stop the car.
That was my mistake then. I assumed you meant that they wouldn't tell the person that had the gun.
Oh, no, they tell the person who's got the gun.
Wouldn't you tell them?
They don't tell anyone else. The only person who knows who's got the gun is the person who's got the gun.
Well, no, that's... Well, yes and no, because the other people that haven't got the gun would also know that they haven't got the gun, so they know they definitely haven't got it.
That's true, yeah.
They just don't know who's got it then.
Yeah.
That'd be silly as well. Why wouldn't you tell the other army?
I think the other army guys do actually know, yeah.
Yeah, because that'd be silly.
They're protecting him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
Otherwise, it's like, hey, Johnny, go and...
No, but the point is that no one else outside of the ranks would know. Yeah.
Johnny, go and get Bob from the toilet. Oh, I can't, man. I'm important. I'm here. No, go and do what I told you. But I've got to go. Nice.
All right,
come on, Bob.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a quite an interesting.
I don't understand why you just wouldn't. Why put it in a assault rifle at all? Why not just give it to a sniper in a gun it's supposed to be in and hide him?
Because you can't hide them that well. Because they will
That's
scout out a
opinion.
place for months and months.
No,
and
you put a
months.
box with a tiny little hole in it, and the sand. You just bury that shit completely. And it's got like a little, he can take a breathing tube and goes in, sits in, there's a hole to stick out, like with your gun, pokes out a little bit. Even if they see you, what are they going to do? Shoot the sand. Armies are dumb. They're really dumb.
Yeah.
Well, we got drones and shit now, so it don't matter. We don't even need to. This is the difference now. Like, if there's a world war right now, for example, I don't think a lot of us will be affected by it. I don't think there'll be a huge, like, making everyone go to war again. You're like, what was it called? When everyone had to go of a certain age, had to go and fight.
Conscription.
Was that,
that's the Russian version of it. That was a bit more aggressive, but it's like there was also national service.
National service, I think.
Yeah, that was basically the same thing, but it's like you get to kind of pick what it is you want to do.
Yeah, back then, like you had to. They needed the people. Nowadays, you don't really need the people.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of how they've designed like weapons and stuff for defence.
Oh yeah. It's minimum amount of personnel on the ground, and also minimum amount of potential damage to those personnel on the ground.
Exactly, it works.
So that's why you can have a team of like 5 Americans go into a place, and they've got air support and artillery support, and they've got fucking drone strikes on hand, and it's like no one can compete with them. It's like going into Call of Duty with all of the fucking
with who? What are you on about? No one can compete with who?
The Americans when they're out there, because it's like dealing with a team in Call of Duty who walk onto the map with all of the kill streaks on. It's like
because they just got loads of shit as well.
Fucked. You're not gonna win.
And somebody was arguing the other day about us being like really bad, basically compared to other armies.
No, we're very good, but we do need more.
We haven't got numbers, though, because like I said, we're so tiny, we never could.
Yeah,
we'd never have the numbers, but we also.
But there's
pally up
you
to
don't
people.
necessarily need to be, because like Japan have got a defensive military only, but they're one of the most highly sort of advanced military forces on the planet.
We've only got a defensive military.
Yeah, because after World War II, all the shit with like the same kind of stuff that they need. Never mind.
Well, they were just not allowed to have an offensive military after that.
Sort of, yeah.
But wouldn't it kind of? Isn't defensive and offensive kind of the same thing in a way?
Not really. Not really.
Know,
like Japan has never really sort of gone out and done a fight unless other people have been involved in that fight.
Since World War II.
Since World War II.
Yeah. They've kind of gone away from the fight and they're focusing more on like their own in-house technology nowadays.
Yeah. But
World
the thing
War
is,
II gave us PlayStation.
They do have a phenomenally advanced technologically military. They've got everything that you could want in a military fighting force.
Robots.
Yeah.
Surely they've got robots out of anyone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robots that are actually decent though.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some robots that are just not good.
It goes over, it diffuses the bomb, comes back and goes. Oh,
what? Yeah. It's got a skirt on while it does it. Apparently the best robots aren't like humanoids like people think they are.
Yeah.
Best robots are like, just, like cars or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the one that's going to take all the jobs as a Land Rover Jaguar that comes along and like picks the pallets up on its own and takes them away.
Oh, yeah. Everything's being automated, yet at the same time we all should still keep working 9 to 5 all the time, because that's what makes sense. So
after a
while
certain
there's
point,
less
we're not
and
going to be
less
able
jobs
to.
and more people, everyone should still have to be employed at maximum amount, because that's what makes
I don't
logical.
agree with that, because then after a certain point, you're just going to be doing jobs that nobody actually needs.
That's
just
the
so
point.
They feel special.
That's
That's dumb.
That's literally what we're doing.
No, but everyone should get the minimum money. I like this idea of like basic
universal
income.
basic income is the way forward, and we are
But you can still do
avoiding
stuff
it.
if you want as well, though.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I would
no,
still
you
do all of
absolutely
this.
should. Universal basic income should basically be, this is enough to keep a roof over your head and make sure that you are not starving.
Well, that's not it exactly.
But
It's the same no matter what. No matter if you do more, you won't get more than this money.
yeah.
It's a reasonable amount.
Oh
like,
no.
Did you
Universal.
get that already? It's called universal credit.
No.
It is.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work in quite the same way, unfortunately, because they can take it away from you for very few reasons. Not everyone gets it. The point
It's
of
been
universal,
taken away from me right
the
now.
way universal basic income. Really?
I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have any universal credit right now
That's bullshit.
because I missed one appointment.
Yeah, you see, that's it. You miss one appointment, they go, well, you're not going to have any money for 6 weeks. It's like, well, I don't
6
think.
months.
Yeah, what the fuck? You see, that's not fair, man. It's not like.
But it's still basically the same thing, though. Like,
Yeah, and they go. I remember when it happened to me as well. They were like, well, if you didn't go to work, you wouldn't expect to get paid. It's like, yeah, but I wouldn't expect to get paid for that day,
Yeah.
not for 6 months. Do you not understand this? And it's like, that's universal basic income gets rid of that. Universal basic income is everybody gets paid this amount regardless of what happens. That's it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because that's literally enough to survive and enough to live on, then you can get to the next stage, and it's like, well, now you can work 3 days a week, which is realistically what most people are going to have to kind of work in the future, because there's just not going to be that many fucking jobs around.
Exactly.
So part-time work will become the norm.
Yeah, I don't even know if it'd be enough for everybody that wants it to have
Yeah,
that, though.
no,
'cause
exactly.
If you don't get much on the basic one, then
But at the same time,
people are going to want more, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, things like YouTube and art and creative stuff like that will start to become a much bigger thing, and people will start being able to sort of sell their own art and stuff like that, and that will create a whole second economy which we're not even aware of yet.
I suppose, yeah, creative stuff, because that's the one thing that can never really be done. Well, it can't be done by AI, really. Like
They try. It's a good imitation.
It's an AI
but
generator.
it is an imitation.
Image
And I've
generators that we
started
have
to
now.
become a bit less scared of AI art recently, because I keep looking at it. It's like,
yeah.
there's just no context to it. It's not putting this thing together in a way that feels emotionally true.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is no emotion to it.
Yeah.
And they're literally just taking examples from the past and
make-
reworking them.
Yeah.
They can't literally come up with something new. They can't.
They
it's not
literally
within-
they are not capable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can tell it, what if Peter Griffin was in Warhammer 40k, which I
Yeah.
have seen.
Yeah.
And it's funny,
But only because he can look at what Peter Griffin is, and then he can look at what
Warhammer
Warhammer is.
40k is, and it goes,
And then,
make him a space marine.
yeah.
That's it.
But if you didn't have either of them, and you said, "Give me a chubby guy in an armor," you wouldn't come up
You
with
give
a
you
new
like
thing.
1,000 different things,
Yeah.
and most of them will look mediocre at best.
But they're all based on something anyway.
Yeah.
If you cut it off on the internet, full stop, it'll be done.
Yeah, it wouldn't have anything to work from.
Shall we have a look at some ghosts?
Yes, let's do.
Okay then. Right then. 40 minutes. I'm going to make a note of that so I know at what point we started the main
Wow,
topic,
that
you
was
know?
only 40 minutes. I feel like we've talked so much about so many interesting topics already. This is high quality podcast content, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not enjoying this right now, something wrong with you.
To be fair, I think we only really talked about Israel and a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
Performing.
We also talked
techniques.
about guns and interesting stuff about guns.
I know, we watched that stupid fucking video.
We also watched
That's
that
why
video.
it feels like it's been so long. That felt like fucking hours watching that. More absurdist comedy that is just...
I like absurdist.
Let's open our butthole as much as possible because it's funny. That's all it is. Want to go on stage and talk about, the last time you queefed in sex?
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just what every woman does, let's be honest. Go on stage and talk about periods and sex.
Not necessarily.
Woman comic 101.
I mean, to be fair,
there's plenty of ones that don't do
you're
that.
Not,
and
you're
it's
not
good.
right. You're not right. But also,
Not right.
You're not wrong.
Right,
but also, at the same time, there's the thing of like, dudes always have a bit about their dick. I've got a bit about my dick.
There's stereotypical guy stuff as well, yeah.
Yeah. I've got
I
a bit
actually
about my
don't.
dick. You should do. You should get yourself a bit of a dick bit going on. Everyone's got to have a dick bit.
But it'd be really short. You know what I know.
Yeah. Oh, that should be the entire joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I got told
Every
I
man's
should
got to have
do
a dick bit,
joke.
but it'd be really short.